So, your choice. What will it be?
I'll hold tight to what little I have.
Let me take myself off mute this time. All right, Decentralized Pictures Talent Cast. My name is Matt. Great to have everybody here. I see that the viewer count continues to grow. We are going to be joined with the creative minds from SOEM Studios to talk about their project, SCP Gallionic. See, DCP, SCP, it just goes together perfectly. So SCP Gallionic. Here in just a few minutes. So real quickly, let's talk about Decentralized Pictures, why we're hosting this talent cast today and bringing on the team from SOEM Studios. So essentially, Decentralized Pictures, we're a 501c3 nonprofit, and we exist to support and advocate and advance independent creators like teams at SOEM Studios. We run a democratic film fund that essentially provides financing opportunities as well as mentoring opportunities for individual filmmakers. 2026 is going to be a really exciting year. The decentralized part is where the community comes into play, where the community signs up, creates a free account at decentralized.pictures and helps decide what projects are most deserving of financing and funding on the platform. And like I said, 2026 is going to be even a bigger year. We're going to continue forward with the financing awards, but very soon we will have our very own streaming platform called DCP Plus, a new streaming platform that is really designed for independent creators. And what's really going to separate DCP Plus from the other streaming platforms out there is we have a cost plus model where essentially as a 501c3 we can do this, where essentially we're just keeping a small percentage of the revenue to pay for storage and bandwidth to stream the content, and a small markup to support our small team. But we're guaranteeing at least 90% of all revenue that's created on the platform is going back to the creators where we believe it belongs. A revenue sharing model that's second to none, essentially at least 90% of all revenues going back to those creators, and so that's going to be a really game changer for the independent filmmakers that come to the platform. You'll be able to engage on the platform just like you do at DCP by providing ratings, written reviews. There's going to be global distribution to be able to provide your work worldwide. It's going to be a self-uploading program, so essentially as long as it complies with our terms of service, any filmmaker can upload their content, feature length film, short films, all genres are welcome. So essentially, everyone is welcome without having to go through an aggregator of any kind. We're going to launch first with a TVOD service, so that's where essentially you pay $3 to watch a film. We're going to also offer PVOD, which is premium video on demand, where you pay a little higher price on the front end to watch original content, and then we'll also move into AVOD, which is advertised, ad-supported video on demand, and then SVOD, which is subscription-based video on demand later in the year. And I think that the final piece I want to say about it is I think this will be really relevant for the SCP community, is that there are no IP grabs, that we're not interested in taking anyone's intellectual property, that intellectual property stays with the creators. So please watch our social channels, keep track of us. There's going to be more developments coming out as the year progresses, but we are getting very close to releasing DCP Plus. So watch us for that. All right, guys. So that's my sales pitch real quick for Decentralized Pictures. Let's get into the content that everybody came here to see. So let's welcome into the studio the team from SOEM.
Oh, hello
and
there.
They are.
Hi, thank you for having us, and that was a good sales pitch.
Gold.
All right. Oh, good, good. Yeah, we really hope that once this animated film is finalized, that you consider DCP Plus as a distributor of choice. But we'll cross that road later on. So Mikey Brando, thanks so much for being here. The team behind SOEM Studios. I can't wait to jump into the Kickstarter campaign. You guys are absolutely crushing it there. Every time I check, I'm just like, wow.
You can tell us about it.
It's just like, so we're gonna talk about all those wows here shortly. But before we get into that, tell us a little bit about yourself as filmmakers, creators, so the audience gets to know you a little bit better.
All right.
All right.
I guess I'm Mikey Nowak. I'm from the Netherlands. I like Brando. I'm an animator, and from I think around when I was mid-teens, I started to follow SCP a bit. Of course, we Brando and I also made SCP Panic, our previous short animation, and from that point on, we were kind of more involved with SCP because of us having made something, and at least that's where my love comes from for SCP for it.
I'm Brando. I'm from Italy, which is also pretty funny. How we've been working now together for the better part of like 4 years overall, between this project, other projects, SCP Panic, and it's all been remote work, which is pretty cool in and of itself. What can I say about me? I'm also an animator, though I'm also still a student. Gotta gotta still finish high school. But in the meantime, I've developed my love for animation first and foremost, and eventually SCP. I've been a big fan of SCP ever since really, the Markiplier days of SCP Containment Breach, and subsequently a lot of other projects that came out. Some more successful than others, some more popular than others, but I've always been there and kind of looked at it with a lot of passion, and I'm generally very happy that we can finally contribute to this whole community and actually make something that we're also very proud of. So I think that's a small introduction on our part.
Love it, guys. Okay, so before I forget, those that are watching on YouTube, drop your comments in, and we can see those in the studios flowing in. There's actually a lot of comments that are already flowing in, so this is great. After we get through kind of our prepared line of questioning, we'll jump into some of those questions, because I'm sure you guys have a lot of curiosity of what's next with SOEM Studios and on this project. All right, so cool. So let's jump into SCP. It obviously has a massive following, a lot of fans, a lot of creators in this universe. So for those that are just discovering SCP, and full disclosure, I'm still kind of a noob. I'm learning from you guys. Okay, so tell us a little bit about the SCP universe and kind of what it's all about.
Well, see, SCP is a massive collaborative writing project. If I'm not wrong, it all stemmed from like years back, like 2006, 2007, when some people on 4chan started to write these weird creepypastas, which all had a similar link to them about, this secret organization which contained weird and magical entities. And it eventually, developed into a proper website. It's the SCP Wiki, where, now there are around how many, like 10,000 SCPs. And when I say an SCP, it means like it's like an entity which is written by someone. It has to be written in a certain way because it needs to follow a certain, how do I say, a certain style and certain formatting. But other than that, it is fairly free in what you're able to tell. And what I especially love about it is that people don't, the Series 1 SCPs, or the very famous ones that go from like 1 to 100 tend to be more, I would say, simple of the monster genre. And what is interesting to see is that over the years, as more people have written SCP articles, they've kind of developed into their own stories, as in each SCP article is often not just a monster idea. Sometimes it is just an absolutely mind-bending idea. Some of my favorite SCPs are memetics, which basically are SCPs or entities which are just information, and their very knowledge or existence shifts and breaks reality. But they've just been a vehicle for telling stories, and not just within the site, but also outside of it. I mentioned at the start a project that was made, a video game, SCP Containment Breach. That was a huge game, an indie game, which basically was set in one of these SCP facilities during a containment breach, and you need to escape from it. And other things were born from SCP through, other video games. Video games are very popular in that. Some series, there was an SCP Confinement series, and even movies and short films. We've had like the 096 short film, live action, or SCP Overlord, all extremely high production and incredible productions that were made thanks to SCP. So if I had to condense it in one sentence, I'd say SCP is a massive collaborative project in general. So yeah.
Nice. So for someone who's new and they come to the wiki page here, what's a good place to start to dive in and really get your feet wet?
Well, I definitely would look at some recommended. I believe they have every month or every week some SCP articles that are recommended through voting. Something I sometimes used to do. There's a feature in the SCP wiki where you can just select a random SCP and it'll just give you a random page. Some are good, some maybe not so much, but you sometimes find hidden gems. And generally, I'd say if you just want to get into SCP, just start by watching, I don't know, some videos or some...
The Volgan is a good one.
Yeah, the Volgan, he has a YouTube channel where he narrates some of these SCP articles in a very, nice voice and way. And it really makes it interesting because it also removes that barrier of entry, which is sometimes, just reading these articles that can also take up maybe half an hour to an hour of reading. So I definitely say that.
Cool. Anything to add there, Mikey?
No, I think Brondo more or less perfectly said it. It's it's rolled with strange objects, creatures, and more. And the way people write about them, I think is very interesting because it's not just scary monsters. You can have a lot of different stories with it, and that's I think what makes SP so good. That you don't have just this is, you of course have an SCP format for sure, but there are a lot of ways a person can get into it besides scary monster or strange thing. There are more things that another person can like, and another person can like this part of SP, which I think makes it a very cool thing on its own.
Nice. All right, cool guys. Yeah, appreciate that kind of background. I'll continue to get smarter. It's an incredible universe. It's an unbelievable collaborative universe. I love seeing it. Okay, so let's not let's get after it. SCP Gallionic. Okay, so tell us a little bit about it. I mean, I know that we'll jump into the Kickstarter here in just a minute, but tell us about just the origins of creating this story and just wanting to tell it in a film format, choosing to take it in the direction of creating an animated short. So tell us about a little bit more about SCP Gallionic.
Yeah, for sure. For starters, for anybody that hasn't seen it yet or doesn't know what it's about, SCP Gallionic is a story about two siblings which the boy Matthew, he tries to save his sister. He goes on a journey which he knows is dangerous, but he still doesn't know how dangerous it will be. Matthew, being an accountant working on the outskirts of the facility that we've made, he doesn't know what lies within. And his sister, who works within, that is a researcher trying to essentially, she sees that there are so many things wrong with the system that has been made through generations, but just changing that alone is very hard. And she sees that in the future something catastrophic can maybe happen. And the story follows them after a catastrophic breach occurs, and we see both of their perspectives of how this affects the world essentially, and with them around it. With them, Virgil Castro, he is a guard who works in the outskirts of his city. He's very good friends with Matthew, and essentially he joins Matthew in his journey, and tries to get him and to his sister safely without Matthew dying, because he doesn't know what is going on, and Virgil does. And Jessica Persic, who is one of the the friends with Jane, she is a senior researcher who knows more. She has a lot more knowledge about the SCP Foundation, and she knows how hard it is to change stuff, but she can feel how passionate Jane is about this and knows that she is right. So she tries to help Jane, and it's about their story. We also have the interviewer, who is the fifth character, but I am unfortunately not authorized to talk about that one. So sorry for that one.
Good.
But yeah, no, it started. We like we said prior, made SB Panic. It's a short music video that we made about like 1 minute 40 that we made a couple years prior, and we then kind of told to each other, we're not going to talk about talk to each other again for a year. It didn't happen. We only talked not for like 1 month, and then we started talking again, and then a year. Essentially on like I think the graduation of SB Panic for 1 year, we more or less started talking again about like, oh, do we want to make another one? And this, we've gotten a lot better since starting SB Panic, so we wanted to also make it cooler, bigger. So no, yeah, it stems from our love of SCP, and knowing that also there are still so many SCP fans out there. In recent years, it has become a little bit smaller, but very strong still. But there are so many people that still know SCP, that have heard about it, that know maybe one story they know about it, but it's not more like in the cultural zeitgeist that much, right? So we knew that they are still out there, and we also feel that. So it was one just that we still just really like and love SCP. And we just want to make something, honestly. It's, this as a creative is such a small opportunity, or like a very small chance that you ever get into this situation that we've got now in. So we are very lucky to be in this position. Of course, we did work hard for that, but, you don't just get something of this quality just because you want to make it. It's very hard, and making this 20-minute version is kind of a dream come true, that we are now allowed by the people that love SCP to make this an actual reality. So did I miss anything, Bruno?
I don't think you did. Yeah.
All right.
Basically. And I got to throw this up here, guys. And first of all, thank you, community. You guys are doing awesome, throwing up some awesome comments. I think there's a little fear here. I'm half hearing. I don't want to get spoiled, but dang, this is interesting. So people are proceeding with caution. They don't want.
If I can say, you haven't been spoiled about anything yet. Everything we've said is just a prelude.
I love that. I love that.
We hope we can surprise with the story. Like, we put a lot of heart into it, admittedly. This project, as Mikey said, originally just started out as just us talking, maybe we want to make something cooler. Originally, we planned on doing like maybe another 2 to 3 minutes short. And as ambition grows, we just this project just spiraled out of control, and we're like, oh well, I guess we're making something more ambitious now. And I'm quite glad of it because we got the opportunity to make but I think a very beautiful trailer, of which I'm very proud of, and we got to work with a lot of interesting people and just learn more generally, both about animation but also about SCP, because you grow with a project or once you do it.
I love it. I love it, you guys. Good stuff. Okay, so I'm going to scroll up on this page, and I want you to tell me the first thing that pops to your mind. And I'm looking right here. I'm looking right there. And like you guys, like it's so, I mean, it's fun for me, and it's not even my project, So tell me, what comes to your mind when you're seeing this kind of?
It's a lot of money. It's
dread.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a very big responsibility now, because we suddenly have got the trust of a lot of people, 4,063 as of counting, and a lot of money. And everything that comes with money is always, you need to be very careful to use it well, because, especially for animation production, which costs a lot, we will have to be very careful with everything. And so me and Mike are already talking about, okay, so let's how we're going to handle everything to the detail, so we don't make mistakes. So yeah, it's a lot of weight on our shoulders.
So tell me more about, like, where does this get you? I mean, obviously you had a goal here stated of $84,000. We're at 213 now, so obviously well beyond that initially stated goal. But I know that there has been some updates about, as you continue to raise more capital, what that means for the film and additional additions that you can make. To talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So of course, we are still honestly, right now for and how it has been going, it's kind of a given, but we still have to reach a 20-minute version, which I think in dollars was 250. 250. Yeah. Which we're very close. By 24 days still left. Oh, I think we'll reach it. I know it sounds weird, $250,000 dollars, a lot of money, but it's still not that much, honestly. The amount of people you have to pay, it's not just like you don't just make an animation. There are a lot of steps involved with other levels, with like most of the time you have, for one scene, depending on like the scene, you can have maybe up to 4 different people that touch it, though that's the limit. Most of the time it's like 2, but it's just animation alone would cost a lot. And we, depending on how much money we receive, we can also hire more people with different backgrounds. So it kind of depends on how much money we get. We also want to, of course, pay people properly. Luckily, we've been able to do that with a trailer. And that anime industry has been known for not the healthiest conditions and the most the prices they give to their animators. So we for sure want to make sure that we don't just haggle people for their money and like, oh, give us animation. It's important that we try and keep up a good outlook on the animation and give people that also are animators a better outlook on how it maybe is possible to make these things. Of course, it is very hard. So that's our responsibility of being able to pay these people well. Which luckily through everybody is now going to be possible. But like the more money we get, the better we can pay people. The more people we can also hire with different backgrounds to make this even better. So yeah, it's really cool to see the number go up, and it made me happy to know that we will probably get to work with so many cool more people. Because you learn a lot through working with people. Our composer Ji Hung, it was such a weird thing to out of nowhere have to think about, okay, I know what Beeps and Boops music make, but how do you make it well? I don't know. So getting to know
Yeah,
how
how do you
communicate with
communicate
those type
with
of people,
someone?
yeah.
Yeah, because like for music, we aren't exactly very knowledgeable in, for example, in some fields. We are knowledgeable in all fields. So, for example, with music, when we're working with our composer, we're like, okay, we know more or less what we want. We know we want the trailer's visuals and the music to work together and like really intertwine with one another. How are we going to communicate this way? How will we, plan this out and produce this? And it was, generally a very fun and learning experience because you just learn how to put different factors together, which always comes in handy, especially later down the line. So yeah.
I'm loving this, you guys. All right, so anybody that's watching this stream right now, if you haven't contributed, please consider. Every
Absolutely.
dollar matters. Yeah, absolutely. Let's drive it up even further. Let's make this picture as big as it can be.
You'd be in the cool club. Just saying.
All right, so all right, let's. Anything you want to share before we jump into some questions? I'm sure the audience is eager to get engaged here.
What could we share? What did you have in mind?
Yeah,
if I may still ask.
Any teasers? Any juicy stuff? I mean, the audience is they don't want too much spoilers,
No,
don't
worry. We're not going to spoil you. We don't have enough material to spoil you with, other than, just leaking the script. But I don't think that's a great idea. Other than that, I don't know. We basically sort of showed out everything we had. There are a few more things, concept arts, for like a few more scenes, though. One, they're not finished. Two, I'm afraid they might spoil some things, and if the audience doesn't want that, maybe better not. But I don't know. Maybe Mikey, you have anything in mind? Maybe a story time.
Story time. Oh, okay. This is not per se a behind the scenes spoiler type of thing, but maybe like it's a fun story to hear. I don't know how much time we have, but it shouldn't be that long. It's one thing which I think is really cool about being able to work with other people is learning how easy it is to meet people, and also your connections. Sometimes you do stuff that you don't think is necessarily worth your time, and I learned me and Brando met through a Discord server, for example. I was there a lot of hours for a lot of days, for a lot of months. I just sat there for until like midnight and stuff, talking with people, which in fairness maybe not be the best use of time, but I met a lot of my friends there, a lot of my animation friends that also some of them helped for the trailer. And Brando, it's really cool how you meet people. And our composer, to be precise, I did for a time with my cousins Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is essentially just like wrestling, but then you try and break arms and choke people. And I was the one that was the one getting the loser end of the stick, and I did that for a couple months. And one of the people there, name is Pablo. He was a composer, and eventually when we started this production, I told Brandon, like, oh, I know someone that does music. And me and him, we went to get some food and just talk a bit about a project. And eventually we also went to go with the three of us. And this is nothing bad for him. We just couldn't afford him, unfortunately, which, very logical. We couldn't pay that much. But he did have a friend, which is Ji-Hung, that he asked if he wanted to help us, and also he gave the price, and Ji-Hung was fully down, and he was so cool to work with. So I had never thought that me starting Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for a couple months with my cousins would end up helping us in finding a composer, the person that made our music. But it's those things in life that you sometimes just don't think will be worth, that I guess sometimes just like help you in the long term. And it's also just like a cool story of like how you find your composer, instead of just, you know, I don't know. I think that's cool. And that's, I guess, it's not a spoiler, but it's maybe something.
Yeah, it can actually really come from literally anywhere. It's
Often
surprising
from
how small the
unexpected
world
sources.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, no doubt. I'm gonna have to add story time to my interview scripts from now on. I
Oh,
love that.
Yeah.
All right, good there.
Definitely.
All right. Well, awesome. I've made the audience wait long enough. You all have been so patient, so kind. So let's get in here. Yeah, everybody start dropping your comments in here, and we're gonna start addressing some. So I'm just kind of scrolling in here. Oh my goodness, you guys are really throwing in a lot of size.
So many people.
I know. Animated like people. Okay, well, this is kind of like a production question. What's your maximum size? Do you want the animation crew like people in special jobs? Like, how big of a crew are you going to be working with to bring this project?
Boy, that is I think it's a bit complicated to like answer that. Mostly because okay, so production is made of a lot of different departments. You've got animation, and you've got music, sound effects, in compositing, and all that. And each role kind of exists for a certain time during the production. Usually animation, which is also a very big umbrella term, lasts the longest, and that in itself has different jobs within. And you usually have a few key animators, so I'd say like around maybe 5 to 10 key animators, so the ones that are responsible for doing all the main keyframes and drawings. Then you usually have some second key animators, which tend to help those key animators complete those drawings, and usually it's about the same number, if not slightly more. And lastly, you have in-betweeners and cleanup artists, which tend to be a lot of people because they do a lot of work. It's a lot of manual labor. And those, like, it's technically simpler work, but it's just more labor intensive. So that's why it tends to be spread out through more people. So I'd say just for animation, the team would be at least like 40 people, I think.
Yeah.
Cool.
And that without counting, things like concept artists, sound effects, music, voice actors, production producers, and probably something I am definitely forgetting here. So
depending on how much money we get, maybe also color key artist. There are a lot of things you can do. But the max size, that a lot. is that an answer?
Yeah, I love it. All right. Well, there's so much activity. Let's go over to our friends at Kidder Labs. And by the way, that there may be another podcast coming out shortly with the fine people from Kidder Labs. So check that out. Yeah. All right. So for both of you guys, what are each of your favorite shots you've done from the trailers and what we've seen so far?
I can answer that very easily. It's the shot that's also used on this screenshot for the podcast. I don't know. I just really love it. How we made it. It's the shot of Jane and the people walking behind her. In my opinion, that's the most professional looking shot that we made. I just really like it. Now you, Bruno.
For me, I'm a bit like in between like two cuts. But first off, it's cuts that involve background, because I was in charge of all the backgrounds. And I think my favorite one, I don't know if I can like screen share. Can I do that?
Yeah, I think you should be able to present or invite there at the bottom. You can share your screen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, isn't it like right top? It says on me, stream this to your audience, maybe? Is that
Share
it?
screen?
Oh, mine's at the bottom where you just hit the little
Okay.
monitor
Should be
icon.
here.
Oh no, yeah, okay, I see that.
All right, this is this one. Wait, is it showing?
Oh yeah, let me add it to the stage.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Oh yeah, me know. Yeah.
This one. I am all the cuts have a name, and they're like called cut 1, 2, 3, 4. I know this as cut 10, but this was. I also made a short video on it, talking about how long this cut took. It was like 6 months of trial and error, and just slowly building it.
Yeah.
I am particularly proud of also generally the architecture. I'm a bit of a architecture guy. Like to look at it, especially like brutalism and stuff akin to that. And I'm really also proud of the like on a technical level, being able to make this look pretty nice was quite a feat, because if I showed you the first few versions we did of this, they did not look good at all. So it was a big upgrade. So I definitely think it's this cut which I'm most personally proud of, and which I've received most compliments for. So,
and maybe actually to build up on that. So Brando, he, of course, with I helped in, talking with, helping him a bit with getting the direction, but he made it in Blender himself. Did an amazing job. So I really love the trees he made. The background people, after he made the full background, I put them in. And the fun thing is the background people I more or less took from previous shots we made. So, Brando also made a couple crowd shots he drew, and I just took those people and I put them. You can also use them as assets in Blender. I put them into that, and also from our previous short, SB Panic, we had a couple of shots with people sitting. I also put them into the shot itself. So even though Brando made the
reuse of assets, basically.
Yeah, even though Brando made the background, he also drew most of the people more or less in a fun way.
Yeah.
I love it. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I love this question. This just goes back to your studio. What does SOEM stand for?
Do you want to say it?
Can we say it?
It's the most stupid thing ever.
That makes it. This is good content. I love it.
So, I'll say, okay. So on all social media platforms, my name is Soso Animations. Mikey's name is Mikey. Nowak. And so we were like, we need to combine our two names in one way or another. So we were like, okay, so we have So, and then the letter M, but it's the pronunciation of the letter M. So it's M. So E-M. M. It's like, whenever I try and explain it, it sounds so stupid because it is. But that is what SOEM really stands for.
Yeah.
If that was clear, I don't know. I might have made some confusion.
I don't think it's as stupid as you may think it is in your brain. I think it's cool. It's
cool. All right.
All right. I'm just sifting through. I can't keep up with you guys. Okay. Wow, there's one here, but it keeps like. Is there any way to purchase a limited edition hardcover art book? I really want one. By the way, you guys are amazing.
Well, first off, thank you. You are too. And aside from that, we are planning on in the future opening up a online store with some of the Kickstarter rewards. To say this first, will stay exclusive. So we will add with the books, some parts that make it known that this was for the Kickstarter, so that everybody that gets their reward that backed us for the Kickstarter has their own exclusive thing from when they backed us. Probably we will use more or less we only have 20 minutes, so you only have a certain amount of scenes you can pick from. So the books will more or less stay the same with some changes and some additions and some taken from it. But we will for sure open a store so everybody can purchase and get more stuff. Some things are just not really we're just not able to make for the Kickstarter because we still have to put money in the production, and if we put some stuff too much in the Kickstarter. It just, we just are not going to be able to fund it. So that was a reason. But for sure, we will make a store so everybody can still get the group books if you want.
Okay. All right. Nice. Yeah, this is definitely peak. Okay. You may not be able to answer this question, so if we need to pass, how much has to be raised to get a full series out of Gallionic? Is this like, to be determined type deal?
Well, for this Kickstarter, I don't think we're going to be raising nearly enough to get a full series. Also, because we haven't planned for a full series. If we were to do a series, that would definitely cost a lot. I'll let you do the math. A normal anime episode costs around the range of $200,000 per episode, 20-minute episode. If you want like 5 episodes, that's already like $1 million. So, it's very expensive. So, though I don't think all hope is lost, in the sense that I personally feel a lot is also to be decided on how this project goes. If how successful this campaign is, how much people will like the short when we release it, and if there's enough interest in SCP and enough people like it, we might also be able to raise that kind of money, or find it through investors who are nice enough that don't want to, just lock it exclusively on a platform, because they can't. So, it is to be decided ultimately.
Nice. Fair. Okay, I shall rob a bank in order to fund your project. No respect. No respect.
No, what? Don't do it.
No.
Send me a message.
I love the passion, of course, but we don't want anyone going to jail here. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. Okay.
Love the spirit.
Yeah, I love the spirit. Yeah, the spirit's high. Let's keep the spirit high, but no crimes. What's your favorite what's one of your favorite SCPs?
Favorite is a different answer, but one I kind of want to show love to is I think it's SCP-1689. I forgot the name, but it's essentially a bag of unlimited potatoes. That's SCP. And just what made me like it a lot is the story behind it. It's essentially a bag of it's essentially a own world in the bag, which just has an enormous unlimited amount of potatoes, which also regrow. So that's why unlimited. And where they found it is, I believe, in a small Russian village somewhere that not a lot of people get to. And the people there were eventually out of food because of a blizzard, I believe. So eventually they all got their food from that bag. And I don't know anymore how the SCP Foundation got to know that it was there. But I just find it so interesting, just that that's why I like SCP so much, is the story of a bag of potatoes being in a village. I don't know, it just interests me so much in a weird way. And then you also have the story when a couple operators went into agents went into the bag, which also is quite interesting. I don't know, I just like it. And after that, I guess I like the Yule Man and SCP-001, the Gate Guardian, a lot.
I personally really like, I believe it's SCP-5031, with it's basically, I like it because it's a story that kind of develops of you have this monster which has been kept in containment for years, in very, how do you say, inhuman conditions, and the whole SCP article is just this researcher revising the previous SCP article into something more modern, and kind of transforming it into sort of realizing that the creature is actually not just a monster, but kind of treating it more humanely. And it's almost very endearing and cute in that way, and I just like it for that. I don't know. Is my connection dropping? Oh no.
No, you're
No,
good.
your voice was all right. Just your camera was freezing for a sec.
Okay, we'll do a couple more here, guys.
My connection die mid sentence.
No, we still heard you.
No. All right, so another question that you may not be able to answer, but it could be a juicy one. Are you planning any collabs with any other SCP creators? We cursed
Brando.
Brando.
No,
Brando, come back. We're not done. Come back.
no. The MTF got him, guys. He's redacted.
So we shouldn't have talked
Damn.
about it. We cursed it. We cursed it.
Well, bye bye.
Mike,
I'll take on SCP Gallionic from now on my own, I guess. No, but collab. Well, it's not a no. Like we are in the talks. We've also been talking a bit with I don't know if I can say this, but a bit with Keter last. But an actual collab. I don't know if we will do an actual collab, maybe in the future.
Mhm.
But we of course are in contact with other SCP creators. So it kind of depends. We would love to work with other people, but we're going to be a little bit busy. So if that's going to be feasible, I don't know. But it does sound very interesting. It's getting to learn more about the other people in this community and knowing what they love precisely about it.
Nice. All right, so let's throw up this one. So let me rephrase what SCP is so painfully to animate, like very challenging. So let's just talk about your project and what you've created so far. Has there been any scenes, anything like? I mean, you briefly talked about it, Brando, with that scene that you brought up earlier. But is there anything that's just like, oh my god, this is so tough?
I think
Mikey
the
can
easy
definitely
answer.
say one thing.
I think the easy answer is the many-winged angel. It's it has a lot of feathers. It's just like very hard to, and more also due to the scene that we made, drawing something consistently in like a more or less same trajectory. You know what I mean?
Trajectory.
That's just like very hard. But no, I thought there were also a couple other ones. The dragons I designed those, so those were very hard to design the paper dragon, the origami dragons. So and then we also had another one with a plant growing, which making leaves consistently, more or less, is also a very hard. Jack, the animator that animated that, did an amazing job. So it kind of depends on the scene, how we make it. That it can be all. That's I guess the I'm not really going to answer the question.
Sure. All right, so guys, let's make this the last one. Let's talk about the future here a little bit. Okay,
all right.
You're going to be successful. You're going to make a beautiful animated short. How would you like to see it distributed? How do you want the world to see your
Everywhere. To be precise, we're first gonna try and screen it at film festivals, because we want to try and get this in the mainstream cultural zeitgeist and show what we made. As one of the with making this project with it in mind, like also the possibility of being an open door to new SCP fans, to people who've never heard of SCP and are curious. Maybe they've heard of it but never really found the time or opportunity to really get into it. And this can be a gateway. So we're first going to distribute it through film festivals, and then we will for sure be releasing it for free on YouTube for everyone to see. And maybe we'll even have it on some streaming platforms if they want us. So it really all depends. We're still at the very early stages, but we know those first two things for sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
No doubt. Right on. Well, I'm quite certain that there is a streaming platform that I'm aware of that would love to have your content on that platform. So
Sounds
yeah,
interesting.
something to think about. Something to think about. All right, you guys. Well, congratulations to you guys, and the success of your project to date. I know there's more work to do, but the Kickstarter campaign. What does it go? I'm looking at my other screen here. It still goes for like another 20 days, right? 24 days.
24.
Yeah, we still got time.
Yeah, ample time out there to check the team out. Be sure and follow SOEM Studios on all their social media channels. Likewise for Decentralized Pictures, follow us as well. Hopefully we can talk to you guys again, after the campaign is completed.
Yeah, for sure.
We'd love to catch up again. But yeah, please, if you're able, please contribute to the campaign, and let's see this thing stretch as far as it can go.
All right.
Well, thanks again, Matt. It was awesome for you to have us. It was also, really cool for you to let us talk a bit about the project. So, thanks so much. If we are around the publishing time and there is a certain streaming site that, like you said, might want us, then for sure we will be in contact with that streaming site.
Right on, guys. I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
And audience, thank you again for all your comments. Keep the energy up. Yeah. And we'll see you guys soon.
Have a lovely day.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.